Cooney, loser, bold guy. Cooney, 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 Cooney. Cooney, 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 Cooney. Cooney, 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 Cooney. Cooney, Cooney, upstays alive.
Welcome back to Raccoon Tweeties. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you had a great week. We had a pretty interesting week.
Oh, yeah.
We did a big interview, and if you're a normal person, you have no idea who Mark Harley is. But if you're a little homeless, you know, and it was amazing. And
Yeah.
I mean, normal people might know Mark too. He's got a big presence online.
Yeah.
Great hang. Anyways.
Oh, yeah. What's it called? I commented this on the subreddit that, you know, there's a whole thing about Papa thinks he's on his phone too much and whatnot.
Right.
He wasn't on his phone once when he was with us.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, he was on his phone.
But that was an incoming.
That was a quick phone call. Yeah, it was off the show.
It was an incoming call.
Yeah, it was an incoming call. But yeah, no, he didn't look at his phone once. So
Yeah.
good for him. I looked at my phone more. Than he
Another
did.
thing too, with eye contact with people, that's how you know they're a good cat, dude. You know what I'm saying? He's just like looking at you in the eyes, talking to you.
Yeah, and that he's great. Enough with the Marg Love Fest we got going on. As you can see, we're still starstruck. We wanted on this episode, we wanted to talk about this controversy. Yeah, only Mark Harley, and we'll never talk about anything else, Papa. What are we doing here? No, 7 times a week.
First of all, it's sorry for missing a week. It was kind of a big week for us last week.
We had to do a lot for the interview, get it ready, and all that. So we're just like, let's make this the Raccoon Tweeties thing.
Yeah.
And sorry if you missed out on that episode, but we just didn't have enough time. And so a lot of time goes into this. But now we're starting to talk like numbers and numbers guys, B.
But if we would have done an episode last week, it would have been about this topic that we're doing today.
Which Gerardo, why don't you go ahead and lead us into it? Because you know about it more than I do.
Well, you know, Brendan likes to masquerade as having his finger on the Latino pulse.
My fan base is Latino youth in Glassell Park in Cyprus. So
In HLP.
an HLP, yeah. Now I realize we were driving around Highland Park and it just said HLP everywhere, and I was like, this is going to come back to bite me someday. I was like, called him an idiot. Said, listen, as a gentrifier, I know what things are called. Okay, I know it. But yeah.
So I asked you if you knew what was happening with George Lopez and Ralph Barbosa.
Yeah, and I had no idea.
And you were like, who are those people?
No, I knew who Barbosa. Don't lie. Don't lie on the podcast. I know you brought him up before to me.
Yeah.
I almost called him Leandro Barbosa. Like that. Wasn't that an NBA player? But no, I saw like a don't tell clip. So that's the only reason I know who
So
he was.
Barbosa is blowing up all over the place, dude. I don't even know, but he's went like 300, 400,000 followers in a matter of months, right?
Yeah. Platinum with no features. He's killing it. And we just looked at his Instagram. He has 400,000 followers.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
That's a lot, B.
Steve Trevino went on to George Lopez's podcast. You don't know who Steve Trevino is?
We've talked about that guy on the podcast before.
Cool.
He walks across the stage. Come on, Papa. Yes, I know. He's one of the people that was interviewed about the Carlos Mencia. Remember, right? Wasn't he one of the? I think so. He used to open for him and say like, "Oh yeah, he takes all my shit."
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I know.
I'm pretty sure. I could also just be, bopping it up. Yeah, but I think he's one of the guys.
So Steve Trevino went on to George Lopez's podcast, and no, I'm not speaking Spanish. Okay. What's it called? And he basically was talking about being an old head and like how old heads treated him when he was coming up in comedy.
Okay.
But in the process, George Lopez became the oldest head of them all, dude.
Yeah.
And Steve Trevino was trying to say, like, there's no country Mexicans. There's only city Mexicans as stand-ups prominently featured on HBO and whatnot. And which prompted George Lopez to say, like, yeah, fool, that's how it is, basically. And then so Steve Trevino starts saying Ralph Barbosa's name, saying, like, this guy is a really good comedian. He should be out there.
And which one is he?
I'm proud for him. Who?
Which one is he? Country or city?
I'm assuming he's a city, but he's also from Texas. So he's considered country in a sense.
Okay.
Which Steve Trevino is from Texas. So that's why it hit home for him. And he's like, I wish him the best success. I want him to get everything.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
And then he brought up his name again later in the podcast.
Yeah.
And that's where this clip comes from.
He's like, don't bring up that guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay,
we're going to watch this and see what you think here.
That, before you play it though, that the country city, it's too similar to Taco Bell, Guadalajara, It's like, why do we always have to discuss Mexican people as if they're two different kinds of things? Mexican, I assume Mexican, like any other race, can be whatever they want, whatever they are, whatever they want. Many different kinds of Mexicans,
Yeah.
Not just those four. As my voice cracks.
All right, here goes B.
Helpful individual back then. But what I have done is I've left a template on how to do shit. And then it's somebody's duty to go and do it.
Exactly.
But it is up to us to the Ralph Barbosas of the world to turn around and go, hey man, I want to make the path for you easy.
But nobody knows who that motherfucker is. What are you saying his name, man?
Look, I think he's great, and I'm doing it
wrong to say, Aaron?
I'm doing exactly what I'm preaching. Is
What do you mean you don't
can
know?
we bring this kid up? Right?
Have you heard of him? Okay, but is it wrong for me to say, why do you keep bringing his name up and nobody knows who he is?
It's funny to me.
And I don't mean it mean, I'm saying.
The man on the payroll. Whatever you say, George.
but you look out for yourself. That's what we look out for yourself.
But I also want to look out for others, and I also want to make the path.
I don't think that's a right. I don't think that's the right. I don't think that's the right thing.
I look out.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, he even looks evil at the beginning of the clip. Can you rewind, like, just to show his face at the beginning real quick?
Don't you think you like me?
Great timing, Pacino. Oh, you think you look like me?
Before we go on to
killed
that,
her phone.
This is what Ralph Barbosa posted. This is Ralph Barbosa's post. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Damn.
So
he's funny.
He posted Carlito's Way.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know it was Carlito's Way.
I want to see what you...
I got it wrong. It says Carlito's. I don't even think I've seen Carlito's
You ain't
Way.
like me, motherfucker. You a punk.
Oh,
I've been with made people, connected people. Who you been with? Chain snatching, jive ass, monochrome motherfuckers. Why don't you get lost? Go ahead, snatch your purse. Come on, take a fucking walk.
Be over, man. You fucking end the history books. That's what you are, man. So you might as well fucking kill me now, because if I ever see you again, hey, remember me? Benny Blanco from the Bronx?
Don't you think you like me?
Dude, that was good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Also, it's hilarious to have an Italian guy playing a Latino dude. Like Al Pacino does. It's so fun. You moneycomb motherfucker. That's so good.
Oh, well, let me get the picture of him first.
Bet you ain't never had even a taco. You know, he's like all Italian. Look at you over here. I'm freaking Mexican, boy. You don't know about my culture, man. You young boys over here. You come to me and the day of my daughter's quinceañera thinking you got so Italian. Aggressively. Yeah. Al Pacino should do every race. It should only be okay for Al Pacino to do different races. I want to see him be Irish. Al Pacino is an Irish guy.
Look at, okay,
oh
so
my God.
That's the evil face.
I mean,
he
he got the glasses on. It's not like he doesn't look bad or anything. He's just like, he looks fully like, well, I got to do everything I can to keep this guy out from the top. Yeah. It's just me and Steve Trevino at the top. Nobody else. Steve Trevino is like a funny comic, but Barbosa probably has more followers than him, right?
But that's not really a metric of good at comedy.
No, I don't mean good, but I mean they're not talking about good, right? No. They're talking about like helping, and like how big you are and stuff. Well, I guess, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like Trevino, I knew who he was more than I know who Barbosa was. So, but I'm just like, that's because I'm an open micer and I know this kind of stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I remember seeing Trevino at the Improv in Ontario when I was working as a dishwasher.
You worked at the Improv?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Ontario Improv. Back before, this is literally a week before I got sober.
Oh. He quit the job because he's getting drunk watching Steve Trevino.
I was getting stoned on the clock all the time.
Boom.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. We can't talk about that.
This is before we got legal, so
Right, weed.
Yeah. But I saw him do 6 shows and packed houses every time. Like, you know what I mean? And that, I think, is the metric, right? Like,
selling out. Yeah,
selling out.
Well, that's of how big you are for sure,
Yeah.
But I mean, all the people in the conversation are good, like at comedy. Yeah. Barbosa, Steve, and...
Oh, they're pretty equal, 406K.
Lopez.
But then on top of that, to make matters worse, like Juan Villarreal and all these other Latino comics were coming out and saying that whenever they were offered a job with George Lopez, they were like, it's not going to happen. Like, to the people that were trying to promote the event, like, listen, George is going to want one Mexican on the lineup and it's going to be him.
Dang.
Yeah. And then, so since I said his name, Juan Villarreal, that whole situation, he was asked by DL Hughley to go on a tour with Cedric and all these other comics with George Lopez.
Right.
And he's like, fuck, right when he said George Lopez's name, I said, I would love to do that. It sounds great, but it's not going to happen. George Lopez is going to ask you not to bring me. Right. And then DL Hughley's like, you tripping, man. It's probably not going to happen that way. Right.
Yeah.
And then he came back and he was like, damn fool. Yeah. He doesn't want, he wants to be the only Latino on the lineup.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
That clip, let's play that clip one more time. Cause the part where he's like, I don't like that. I don't agree with that. Play that part. That to me, let's play that one more time. I want to watch that again.
Let's see. Let's try to go to the YouTube so I could select what part.
Because it's just so funny to me, that part of it.
So let's see.
Everybody that I used,
like the middle of it.
Am I right or wrong?
You're 100%. Everybody that I used that was Latino or say, of color, eventually started to inherit some of my traits.
Oh, he's
in the way
explaining
that they talk.
This is more.
In the
Watch
names that
this
they
part.
used and in the
This is part of the
sense of their
podcast.
delivery.
So
and I would look at
he's worried that Barbosa is going to start doing George Lopez jokes and sounding like George Lopez.
Earlier in the podcast, George Lopez comments on the fact that every time he would work with the Mencias or the Paul Rodriguez's or Felipe's, whatever, Fluffies, these kind of comics, whatever Latino comic at the time was popping,
Right.
it would always end in an argument with all of them. They would be upset with each other. And he talked about the time where Carlos Mencia on whatever Latin Kings or something tour,
Right.
that he would go over his time all the time. So all the Latino comics agreed that he has to pay a certain amount of money to each of them for every minute he goes over. So it's just kind of like a toxic work environment type of thing.
Right.
Which kind of leads to him not wanting to work with Latinos on top of the fact that he thinks everyone's stealing his isms or his jokes.
So is he so scarred from Mencia that he now trusts no Latino people?
Yeah.
George Lopez is like a white guy that has like a bad interaction with a Mexican and is like, that's it, done. No more of this. I asked for a chicken quesadilla and I got just a regular quesadilla. He hates all. I'm never going to a taco truck again. What did I used to say? Botella de agua. I mean, what are we doing here? Okay, that's too long a phrase. This guy's his
Why don't they just say water bottle?
Why don't they just say, it's so much easier to say water, okay? And you're like, you can just say agua. And I was like, no. Un botella de agua, sir. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That is wild. Mm-hmm. This is a Mexican on Mexican violence.
Let's see what's up.
and I would go, there's another one, because they would have the same cadence that I had that they didn't have until they started working with me.
But it's also hard because for us, I always laugh when, you know, these young black comics, they go, oh my God, this young black comic, he does all these great impressions of these famous black people. And I go, well, I don't have any.
All right, you mind if I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I had to go move my car really quick. Okay, so where were we?
So we were watching Steve Trevino, and he was saying something about black comics can like impersonate famous black, but Mexican comics, there's no one to impersonate, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
do you have any impersonations of? Can you do Felipe Esparza? Can you do
Felipe?
What about?
No.
What about I bet people can do Fluffy, right?
Oh yeah, Fluffy's like, yeah, that's the Fluffy right there.
Yeah. So this is Fluffy Erasure. This is no, just kidding. Yeah, these are all people that I think are funny, but I mean, what are we doing here, Bappa, with not helping out people? Can you find that clip though of when he says the thing about not helping people out again?
Let's see.
They keep bringing his name up, nobody knows who he is.
It's funny to me.
You look out for yourself. That's what we look out for yourself.
But I also want to look out for others, and I also want to make the path.
I don't think that's a right.
You know,
I don't think that's the right. I don't think that's the right thing.
I look out for myself and my family,
Dude,
of course. But I also
isolate that and put that in like political campaigns. Like George Lopez runs for something. He's like, you look out for yourself, okay? You don't help other people.
I don't think that's the right thing.
And then the guy says, I think I had trying to help people. I don't think that's the right thing to do. Show that to Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus comes down. He talks to George Lopez. He goes on the George Lopez show. What's the name of the show? Is it the George Lopez show?
Oh my God, hi.
Oh my God, hi.
Yeah. OMG, hi.
Okay, outside of that, the name of the show, Jesus comes on. Oh my God, hi, and then he's talking to George Lopez, and Jesus like, I just think that the golden rule, you do unto others as you do unto. So if I want to, be successful in what I'm doing, I want to help others to get to achieve what makes them happy. And Lopez is like, I don't think so.
I don't want that.
I don't think that's a good idea. I think you should think about yourself. Okay. Jesus like, that's absolutely wrong. And Lopez goes, no. Because remember when you got killed by people, right? I don't want to be crucified. Barbosa sucks. And Jesus is like, who is that?
And then he understands where Lopez is coming from.
Jesus disses Barbosa. Dang, that clip was so funny. He pulled the Carlitos Way thing. Yeah. I wouldn't have been able to think of something quick like that. For my haters, I'm just like, yeah, maybe you're right. I'm sad.
Oh, you want to finish this off?
Yeah.
Make the path easier for the next guy.
You know what? I think that's.
You don't think so?
I don't.
No, I really don't. You made the path. You've got to secure that path. You're not helping him if you're making the path easier for him.
What?
There you go.
He's got to make his own path. He's got to make
And
it
not
right.
even Ralph. I don't know who he is.
And I don't want to make him suffer.
Who's that?
But you.
Who's the other guy?
Oh, that's Gil. He's a ex-LAPD. He's the one that found the Night Stalker.
Oh, that's why he looks familiar.
Yeah.
I watched that documentary.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So he came on the first episode of the George Lopez Oh My God Hi podcast, and then he just became the co-host from that.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, Gil, what are you doing? How did you get there? You literally you went on one podcast. I think Lopez is helping you out. More like, who's Gil? You're on one show. Oh, you caught the Night Stalker? A little late, I might add. Took you a while. Okay. Oh, really, dude? That guy was out there murdering 7 times a week. You jerk. Also, people hate cops now. Not me.
Yeah.
Not me. So you got to deal with that too. Gil. Who are you, man? Can you do minutes? Has anyone ever paid to watch you do stand-up? You don't know what you're talking about, Papa. You don't know a damn thing. All right? No one, none of my fans like you. I know that. I've heard them talk about the police. They're not fans. Nobody in Glass Hill Park is like, I got to see Gil. I like that he's a cop.
Yeah.
You're not doing him anything by making it easier.
I disagree. I mean, you look at Richard Pryor.
He has to agree. This is like the most ridiculous person to have as your co-host. He has to agree with everything that you say. Yeah. There's never going to be clips of Gil disagreeing with what his boss thinks, right? That's hilarious. George Lopez is an evil genius. He's like, his weird sunglasses, like, I don't like that guy. Why don't you like him? Because he's Mexican. Self-hating ass dude. Nah, I'm not. Or not self-hating, more like, other Mexican hating.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? Why am I talking? Well, I mean,
he's Blockbuster beat.
This is a bad point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think to be so absolute about it, right? No, focus on yourself. Do this, do that, whatever, right? That's why can't both things be true? Why can't you focus on yourself and also help others?
I think it is a both ways situation. I think you're right. Because what he's saying about doing it yourself and not you making it too easy, that is true, obviously, because you can just look at Shab. That's what happened with him. And anything, you do have to do things yourself. But that's obvious. There's no reason to tell people that. Those self-help people that are like, you got to get up early in the morning. You got to do it yourself. You got to work hard. It's like, yeah, duh. But is somebody helping you out? It would be nice if bigger comics took us on the road, got us spots. I've had people be like, oh yeah, I put in a word for you with the JFL people. Did you? Did you do that? No, you didn't. or people that are like, hey, I told so-and-so to put in a word with I'm like, oh great. Thanks for telling them to tell somebody. Tell them. You fucking, you Blockbuster piece of shit.
Yeah.
No, I'm thankful that they did that. But I mean, it would be nice because I get helped out from friends usually. When I get any kind of help, it's usually from people that are a little bit above me, but my friends that I started out with, it's never a bigger comic. Although Walsh has been pretty cool to us. Yeah. ASW. And those comics and a few other people.
I think the better question to ask is, should it be part of your workflow to keep up with other white ginger comics?
Oh, and what they're doing?
Yeah.
No, and I would help out anybody. I can. I have no spin on things, but
I think
anybody
where
has
this-
a question, I talk people up all the time.
I think where this goes wrong is the fact that he doesn't want anything to like. It's a topic of conversation. He brought up Ralph Barbosa. Why show disinterest rather than interest? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, oh, was he funny? Like, let's watch his clip. That's what it would have. That would have been. That would have blown up the show.
Yeah.
And then Barbosa could have done another funny clip where he's like, "Oh, my hero," and I don't know if probably not, but if he was, he'd be like, he could just do a bit where he's like, "Oh, this huge name brought me up, and this is cool," and then like he goes on the road or with him or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird to be like, no. I've heard Ari Spears is like that. Not like this, but he won't have black comics open for him. It's only like white guys that are totally different. It's not as bad because he's not shitting on black comics. This is like taking it at another level. If you think that the same race is just too similar to you, I guess that's fair. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that's one that you can do that. But to take it to that other level where you're like, nah, I'm not helping them at all. What is that?
Yeah.
That's like white guys aren't like that. And if they are, fuck you. I'll fucking make tons of clips on if I hear about that. Be making clips about Bill Burr all day. Okay, 7 times a week. If I hear Louis saying he doesn't want another red hair guy to make it. Yeah. Fuck all those guys if that happens. No, I'm just kidding. Those are 2 of my favorite comics.
You'll finally watch Carlito's Way.
I need to find like the Irish version of that. Maybe Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah. Battle of Algiers.
That's a Algerian movie.
Oh, I thought that was Irish.
I think you're thinking of that one on Netflix. The one like the Battle of or the Siege or something like that. That is Irish people, but they're not even in Ireland. The Battle of Algiers. Those Irish people. Well, what are we doing in Algeria? Oh fuck! There's so many Algerians here. We made a mistake. Algeria is probably like way bigger than Ireland, but I have no idea because I don't know geography. B.
Wow, that could get really dark if you start making videos like Carlito's Way about the IRA in England and the bombings and whatnot.
I don't like George Lopez. Never liked him. Barbosa's fine. Steve Trevino, never heard of him. Never great guy. Never met him. Gail's a cop. They don't like cops in Ireland. Even though Irish people are almost 75% police officer.
Battle of Algiers. I'm such an idiot.
Battle of Algiers. Jordo's dealing with a lot right now. Jordo's done like 700 shows in the last week. We did this huge interview all day long, and then he was like, I got to go stream. I was like, what? You're doing something after this? I'm going to go like be in a coma for like a day. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
The next day I had a huge headache. I was exhausted. You're like, yeah, I haven't slept there next. I'm doing a stream, and then I got ECMO, and then I'm interviewing like 5 guys I met on the internet. You're doing what? Yeah, I got this TikTok, but then after I do the TikTok thing, I'm going to go talk with Mark Zuckerberg for a while about what? Then I'm meeting with an AI robot. Then I got my job at the Amazon Center. I suck off robots there. Robot kill. All right, I'm done ranting. None of that made any sense.
Let's see.
Who championed Eddie Murphy, who, when Eddie Murphy walks into...
I don't think he did.
He did. And when Eddie Murphy walks into ABC and says...
He's not okay with helping out Mexican comedians. He's also not okay with like bigger black comics. He's like, no, that didn't happen. Eddie Murphy never helped out anybody. No, he doesn't like black people, just like I don't like Mexican people succeeding. The only person I help out is this police officer right here. Anybody other than Gil, get back in line. Do it yourself. Okay? I'm not promoting anybody.
No, nah.
He's a dick.
Hey, that's fucking Earthquake. I think he's fucking great. He needs an opportunity. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that's
Steve.
a good look, and I think that it helps. You putting me on this show helps me,
but also if you don't
He just
deliver,
ignores. He's like, yeah, whatever. But I'm curious to see what he says.
Here it goes.
I can't help you.
I don't disagree. Of course,
Like if you can
do
deliver,
the work. I don't help those that don't help themselves.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that becomes the thing.
But like I said, I don't help those that don't help themselves. I'm not. I'm looking for that young guy that's working hard, that's trying to make it. If I can get him to open,
But
for
you're
me,
fucking trying to make it. Like, why are you trying to help some dude that's trying to make it? Like, you need to make it.
I made it. Life's good.
So you don't want to go any higher than where you
Of course
are
I
right
want to
now?
go higher. Of course. And I'm going to continue to go higher.
I'm not in the business, but if you want to go higher, then I would believe, just like in anything, every other aspect.
Well,
of
if you're
life,
not in the business, why
you
you
got to
getting fucking advice
concentrate. You got to concentrate on making yourself. You want to go higher?
look, 1,000
then concentrate on yourself, making yourself.
Positive, like, granted, Lopez knows far more than I do about making it and having any kind of success. But like, when you help out people that are coming up, that's like a smart idea for you too. Like Barbosa is going to help Steve get bigger, probably.
Yeah.
Just by association. I mean, this podcast alone, this is getting more views probably than they normally get.
Oh yeah.
And like Barbosa, who know? For all we know, he's the future of that like Mexican comedy. I don't know. He's good, and people like him. He's got a lot of views on him. So Steve helping him out is both like a good thing morally, but it also helps him out.
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense. This is like the opposite of what not that a self-help stuff is what it is, but like self-help shit always says that, like help people out so that you in turn will get helped out.
Yeah.
Like down the line, maybe Barbosa has a job for you on a show, and then you get another arc in your career.
Yep.
That makes what they're saying is like, it's almost like they had didn't get enough sleep last night.
Yeah.
And they're not thinking. The cop, I don't really blame because he just has to parrot whatever angry George said. Yeah, he's also he's arrested murderers and all this stuff. Like to him, most comedians are a murderer until proven differently. Everyone who comes in this thing is probably somebody he would have arrested a few years ago for many different kinds of things. I think that Steve, I could be wrong, but remember that guy Ryan that was really funny that passed away? What's his name? Ryan.
Ryan Demarest?
Yeah, I could have sworn Ryan opened for Steve, and also I think Pat did too. So he does help out people. He helps out guys we know. Yeah. This is like a podcast about how cool Steve Trevino is.
Yeah.
Good for him. Keep going.
Of course, and I'm on stage every single day, getting better, getting stronger, getting funnier.
That's what's going to make you.
I will say something about you. First of all, I don't think you should be worried about anybody else, especially
some Gordo who's not in the business.
Jeremy Barbosa. Jeremy Barbosa.
Not in the business.
Oh my God.
Do you?
Jeremy like the shaving cream? Oh my God. Man, this is whack. But they're talking about it.
I didn't even see that part. That's ridiculous.
They're like going after, not in the business. You don't know shit.
Yeah.
Cop. It's just funny to say cop. I have no problems with cops. Oh man.
Yeah, but that's basically the
no problems is strong. I think they should be reformed. Why am I talking about this on Raccoon Tweeties? But whatever. You get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
So it's just other people's failures are not your successes. Other people's successes aren't your failures.
Yeah.
That's as simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. Now this clip makes me want to watch Barbosa stand up more. It makes me want to buy tickets to see Steve Trevino at a club, and it lowers my opinion of Gil and George. Why are you firing shots?
Yeah.
Who else does he fire shots at people a lot?
There was this whole thing about Paul Rodriguez.
Oh yeah, I like that guy too.
Yeah. So let me see if I can find a clip. Keep talking to the camera though.
I mean, Paul Rodriguez is really good at stand up. And his son is like a famous skateboarder or something like that.
Yeah.
But when he's saying Paul Rodriguez stole material, it's like, who's this Paul Rodriguez guy coming out of nowhere? He's been doing comedy for 40 years.
Yeah.
Why are you talking about Paul Rod? What is his name? This guy Paul, like what is he in the Beatles? Like some stupid joke, like Barbasol.
All right, let me try to find the timestamp though.
What's up, fool? Felipe's has Lopez been cool to Felipe?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up this one thing too on my phone and keep talking while I do, but because I want to see who told me. Oh yeah, Pat Riley was telling me that. I could have sworn that he opened for Steve Trevino.
Oh, okay.
But I could be totally wrong.
Pat's awesome. I ran into him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. He would do like club stuff for like with him and maybe Bruce Jingles or something.
God damn it, dude.
It's okay if we can't find it.
I'll still look though. Keep talking here. Did you know about the Felipe Esparza Gabriel Iglesias beef?
No.
Oh no?
Why are Latino comics always hating on each other?
I know.
It seems more so than white comics and black comics, or I could be wrong.
So
There are a lot of famous beefs. Maybe comedians are just mentally unwell.
basically, he had Fluffy open up for him before. Like
Right.
so, when Fluffy was nothing, Felipe had Fluffy open for him,
Sure.
and then Fluffy became bigger and bigger, and it kind of the tables turned. But one of the reasons why he got so big was because he had this character Felipe in his jokes.
Right.
That was Felipe Esparza. So he's basically stealing like Felipe's steez for his jokes.
Dang.
And then so Felipe's like, hey, dog, can you pay me more? I mean, I don't mind if you use the jokes, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm getting paid the same that I was before you got huge.
Right.
And this is also the Cliff Notes. I don't know if I'm being 100% accurate. And then that led to them kind of just not working with each other anymore. And then Felipe openly hates on Gabriel now. Yeah.
Entertaining for the fans, but also sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to talk I can't talk about either of those guys. They're much more successful than me. But if I had to pick, you know, like whose stand up would I want to watch, obviously I'd pick Felipe Esparza,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't. Fluffy's not my kind of stand up. That being said, he's huge. I mean, no disrespect.
All right. So let's see this short clip here. Why he hates Paul Rodriguez.
What is going on? What is going on, my people? We're back with another segment.
Okay.
That's not it's in
Is this just a guy?
case.
About relationship. I'm going to tell you something.
You guys watch this, and part 2 is coming up. Let's go.
Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you something right now that nobody knows about our relationship.
Okay.
In the summer of 1970.
Pause for a second. I love how intense he is. I'm enjoying this and I like it. And although I disagree with the point, Lopez great. Like this is funny. This is interesting, good stuff. Maybe it's just playing into his character.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm hating. Like who gives a fuck what I think anyways? But I like this.
The intensity.
And I mean it's good. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, George, I like this is definitely a lot better than Gabriel Iglesias stand up. That shit is trash.
All right, here you had to go the extra step.
Earlier I said no shit. I love doing that.
Knows
Who cares?
about our
Show
relationship.
mine. Mine's bad.
In the summer of 1979, he was already starting to get pretty good. So he told me, stand off to the side of the stage, and when I call you, come up.
Okay. Where's this?
At the Comedy Store in Westwood.
Is he talking about Barbosa?
okay.
No.
So he goes up
79, dude.
Just kidding. That was a stupid joke that made no sense. But
there, I'm up there, and he has a jacket on, and he says, come on up here. And I walk up there, and he gives me his jacket like I was a fucking ballet. And I walk off with the fucking jacket, because I'm 18. What the fuck do I do?
And from that moment on, George hated all Latinos.
Paul Rodriguez made it so that's interesting. I got to see that. I got to see the rest of it.
It's fucking embarrassing.
Right. But you thought you were going to do stand-up.
I thought we would have, I don't know what it was. I had no idea what it was.
But
I was already doing 79, but I wasn't around as much as like Paul was. So Paul
That
was,
pissed off Gil, dude. Go back.
I had
for a
no
second.
idea what it was.
But it-
Damn,
I was already
dude,
doing
Gil's about to fuck up Paul Rodriguez. It's a fade on sight, as they say.
Oh my god, dude!
You better not run into Gil, Paul. Oh, really, dude?
Gil's gonna turn into the Night Stalker. That's what he looks like right there, dude.
Yeah, Gil's gonna mess you up, dude. But not dark
Yeah, that was a good catch. I didn't see that.
look on Gil's face.
79, but I wasn't around as much as like Paul was. So Paul was in the early 80s, like 83, 84. He was at the Ice House, and I show up on a Sunday. I think he's there at a Sunday.
Yeah.
And he sees me while he's going into the green room, and he said, I thought you died. So that's fucking 2. I said, oh, motherfucker, that's 2.
Oh, that's that comedian who died. Remember?
No, but he said it as an insult. I thought you died.
Oh,
Why?
oh, when you got off stage?
No, he hadn't seen me in a few years.
Oh.
So I'm on a Sunday hanging out by the fireplace, right?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I thought you died. Like that was his fucking joke.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, okay, motherfucker.
That doesn't even sound. That's not even an insult. But what is? Yeah, so there's a lot of beefs here, and we were just talking about our 2 friends that have a beef with each other. I don't even know if the other one really knows.
Yeah.
but that they don't like each other. What's going on? Like, what's it like? One slight in the Mexican community means fuck that guy forever.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
is that a thing?
Yeah, one slight in the Mexican community is equal to one smile on Brendan's face, dude. He loves this
It makes me happy. I'm a bad guy. No, I just think it's funny. It's like
There does seem to be more substance to these beefs. Meaning, like the one I discussed with you, you were like, really? You'd be mad about that, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, dude. It all comes from these little moments where Mexicans are like, hey, that fool really meant this thing when he did this thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think it takes a little more for me. I can't speak for all Irish people or white guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. But then again, I do know some people that it is one slight. Like I'm thinking about this one Italian comedian. This guy wouldn't share his like show or whatever, and he's just like, man, fuck that guy forever because he didn't share his post.
Oh yeah. What's it called? How about this? So let's say you open for Ken Gar, or you're on the same show as Ken Gar, right? Okay. Chill. And Ken Gar's on stage killing it.
I get mad because I'm on the same show.
Yeah. So you're Ken.
So
Ken
it's a
Gar,
bad. You're saying it's a bad show.
before Ken Gar starts,
Ken's great. I love Ken.
he tells you, stand to the side of the stage really quick, please. I'm going to call you. When I call you on stage, you come on stage.
Yeah.
So you're thinking you're going to do stand up.
Right.
But then Ken Gar's like, hey, Brendan, come over here.
Right.
And then he's like, rub my head, dude.
Rub my head would be weird because that gets into sort of like a weird sort of sexual
Okay, well, how
thing.
about let's stick with the
If
jacket.
it's a jacket.
Yeah, the jacket.
That would be so funny because of the show. I would say like everyone said he's the worst comedian of all time.
Yeah.
If he did the jacket thing, that would crush. That would be so fun. He should do that. That is funny. If somebody, and we're also friends, so it wouldn't be the same because they're not friends, obviously. If a big comic told me, I'm such a fucking bitch, dude. If a big comic told me to get his jacket, I wouldn't even see it. I would be like, oh, cool. Hey, Anthony Jeselnik told me to come get his jacket. Can you believe it? People were looking at me like, are you okay? No, we're friends. I got his jacket. Did he ask you to get his jacket? I don't think so.
Also, this is a different time. This is 79, dude.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even know what that was like.
No.
Dude. That was a while ago.
No phones. You got to ruminate with this shit all day long. Fucking,
can't
you
really
wake up the next
communicate.
day.
Yeah, you can't DM them.
Yeah.
So
You wake up the next day like, Paul Rodriguez told me to get his jacket last night, you know?
I wouldn't suspect Paul to be like that. He seems so.
Yeah.
But then again, you know.
Well, here we go with this next part of the beef. I don't even know anything about this.
Right.
Somebody asked me the other day, like, did you see Paul on Felipe's podcast? And I was like, yeah, but I didn't. I didn't see anything.
Right.
I just like don't want to talk about it. But now that I know it's about a jacket, I'm more interested. As a Latino male, I'm more interested just because it's over a jacket.
Right.
So let's see what this is about.
Let's go.
Something really bothered me. My
Gil
own
comes on this
son.
podcast and arrests them all. Sorry.
Paul Rodriguez is on the right.
Okay.
Calls
she
me
looks
the other
different.
day and he said, "Oh, Dad, I just heard George's podcast. Did you really wish him that I thought you were dead? Did you do that? That's chicken shit, you know?" I said, "Paul, you know me. How long you know me?
First of
Does
all,
that sound like me?"
pause for a second. First of all, that is not what Lopez said.
Yeah, it is.
He said he didn't say you. I wish you were dead.
Oh,
He said,
okay,
I
yeah.
heard you were
I
dead.
heard you were
These
dead,
guys twist it so they
Yeah.
can be more mad at each other. Okay, go ahead.
Do I walk like that? People who know me, no, that's not me. I'm here to tell George that I used to think maybe Eric Estrada had dissed him, you know. I'm convinced now that never happened because I'm here to tell you that he says that I'm kicking ass at the Comedy Store, right? And that I bring him on stage. That doesn't happen. What's the last time you brought somebody up on stage just to diss, right? It's not me. Why would I bring him on and then what did he say? I called him here, bitch, hold my clothes.
Okay. See,
It's exaggerated.
Yeah.
He said, can you put away my jacket?
Yeah. Get my jacket.
Or get my jacket?
Yeah.
I mean, I still don't, I see the disrespect that could potentially be there, but I don't think it's like automatically disrespect. Like if your jacket's on stage and your friend is there, like, hey, could you get the jacket since I'm up here? Like, is that really disrespectful? Not to me. I wouldn't mean it that way. I can definitely see either of those guys doing that though, because they're big swingers.
To be devil's advocate though, George Lopez is a young guy, right?
Right.
Let's say, I don't know, I have Kyler Bentley come on stage and get my jacket. I don't think Kyler Bentley's going to be anything, but then he becomes George Lopez one day. You know what I mean? So it may just be like, you know.
What a ridiculous example.
Exactly,
He
that's
comes
what
on stage.
Okay, shut up. That's you know what I'm saying. The name is what I'm focusing on.
Right. Yeah.
But like,
I mean, there's
for
so
many
many reasons
go.
that would be a weird line. If you're like, hey, Kyler, roll up on stage and get my jacket. They're like, whoa, Gerardo's fucked up. Gerardo's on another level. He's like picking on people and stuff. Kyler's like, I'll try. He's got to get people to lift him up and come get your jacket. And you're like, and they spit on him. Like, remember who I am next time. What?
No, but let's
Right.
I don't know, Zach Honda. I'm like, hey, Zach Honda, come get my jacket.
Be good. That would be a good workout for Zach to do that. He'd learn how to do something.
But
See if he can do it.
But then
without
one day,
being weird.
he becomes George Lopez, and he's saying in 2022, back in '79. You know what I mean?
Right.
This guy treated me this way. I don't know. I just devil's advocate. I'm not trying to say. Listen, it probably didn't fucking happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, this could all be built up. So is this Philippe's podcast?
Yeah. Felipe.
Felipe, my bad.
Philippe's.
Like the roast beef.
You're trying to make it a white guy. Philip?
Yeah, is this Philip's podcast?
All right, here we go. Let's see the rest of this.
That never happened. That's a lie. What hurts me, I don't know how much longer I got. Ain't nobody gonna stick up for me, but I'm telling you right now, George, that is a lie. First of all, you said I was talking about the Latin Kings. That thing didn't come out till 2002, eh? This supposedly was in the 90s. You say you were around the same time? I started in 78, fool. You're in school. Why do you gotta invent flat out lies? I'm willing to let all that shit pass, because every time I hear your pod, my name would come up, and I figured and nothing good's gonna come out. I'm gonna come out as a has-been asshole, whatever. I'm here to tell you, when my own son, the person I love the most in the whole world, when he listens to it and he confronts me, now you cross the line, eh? A joke is a joke.
Damn, dude, this is like The Sopranos, man. This is,
You could feel the pain though in his voice.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's nuts that his son would approach him like, Dad, I can't believe you said this about George Lopez. Like, I would, if it were me, I'd be like, dude, did you really tell George Lopez to get your jacket and call him a bitch? I would be like, you're hilarious. What were you doing, like coke back then, or what was up? Why did you do that? I would think it was funny.
Yeah,
but like, I doubt he was like, Dad. He has like a tear in his eye. He's like, Dad, did you? Make George Lopez get your jacket? Why would you do that? That makes no sense. This is great. I want Italian actors to play these guys.
Yeah.
Pacino and De Niro. Hey, what the fuck? Or like, they don't talk about that, but like that character.
Yeah.
I kill for phone. I stick your jacket. You fuck you. Vaffanculo. They're doing Italian. It'd be great.
All right.
George, I hope this gets to you, because I don't want all your listeners to believe you, to think, look, I'm an asshole. I've done a lot of things that are bad. Why don't you tell the truth of some of the stuff that I have done? But no prominent comic, yourself included, no Latino comic can ever say they came up to me and I was culo with them, that I didn't. Hey, every time anybody opened for me, they were Latinos. I hear it's not the same with you, man.
Ooh,
I've never been intimidated.
Yeah.
Name the aguas.
Yeah.
Nombre
He's
de agua.
nombre
Dude.
the aguas right now, dude.
Nombre de agua. ¿Cuál es su nombre? Agua.
By talent. The thing that hurts me the most is this. This is true. When I was down and out, I went through my bad thing, I remember talking to you, testing you, and I asked you, I said, dude, man, would you give me a job? Can I open for you, And you said, yeah. And I got all excited. I called my agent. I told my agent, hey, George said I could open for him, contact him. When I called him back and I said, well, what's he going to give me? He goes, you don't want to know, man. It's an insult. I know, come on. He's probably playing around with it. Even if it's 1,000 or 2, I could use it. Huh? He said you'd offer me $300, George. The first time you opened for me, the biggest check you ever got at that time was $25,000. You and Mencia opening for me, right? I know, because I handed it to you, and you told me that. When I was down and out, which I was, and I asked you for help, you offered me $300. Who's a culo now?
Dang.
Wow.
It would be great. So like, you could have the guy that was Silvio Dante play Paul Rodriguez. If rest in peace, I wish James Gandolfini was still here because he could obviously do George.
Yeah.
I guess Bobby Bacala could. I don't know if he could pull out Felipe Esparza.
And he's just quiet the whole time.
We can't have. I don't know who's like a big funny Italian guy. There's probably many.
Joey Diaz.
Joey Diaz is Esparza.
Oh, but he's Latino still.
It's so funny. Joey Diaz, like, he's like
Yeah.
he can do anything. He could probably be an Irish guy. All right. Well, you're checking in with Scott time?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
What are your thoughts on that last beef?
That's messed up if that's true. Memories can be wrong. So I don't know. I'll accept his word. He at least thinks that that's what happened.
Yeah.
300 versus 2,500. That's kind of a smack in the face.
Yeah.
But obviously George does not seem to like Paul. So, it is what it is, B.
All right, here we go. Checking in with Scott.
It's me and Camarillo. Checking in with Scott. Checking in with Scott. Damn, it's been too long.
Wow.
It's me and Camarillo, California against the world. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Did that just happen? I want to like that.
No, it happened last night. Or no, 2 nights ago.
Damn.
Just liked it. First like B.
You're about to get another one, Scott. All right. That's it. Join the Patreon. Join the Discord. And have a great week. Bye.
Later on.